everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for watching The Tonight Show. My name is Jimmy Fallon, and that is The Roots right over there, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to the news and jokes. Well, guys, the big story is still the Supreme Court, and today it looks like the Republicans cleared an important hurdle.
Senator Lindsey Graham, the chair of the Senate Judiciary Committee, now says the Republicans have the votes to confirm President Trump's nominee to fill Justice Ginsburg's seat before the election, before they even know who the nominee is.
That's right. 51 out of 53 Republicans are now on board, while the other two stick out like masks at a MAGA rally. That's right. The Republicans are really backing Trump on this. They were like, we got him through Mueller, the impeachment, and that time he called America the United States. We're not stopping now. And now it sounds like a vote could be held in just a few weeks. Man, we haven't seen Republicans move this fast since Men's Warehouse had a closing sale. Seriously, you can tell Senate Republicans are loving life right now. They haven't been this happy since Blue Bloods started streaming on Hulu. It's pretty wild. The Republicans are in favor of Trump's nominee, and he hasn't named one yet. Even the people who got engaged on Love is Blind were like, don't you want to see who it is first? How do you agree to put someone on the Supreme Court before you know who they are? I don't even pick up a phone call when I don't know who it is. Unknown? I know like 4 of those people. I'm going to pick up right now. I still can't believe we're letting Trump make that choice. He's terrible at hiring people. Everyone he's ever hired is either fired, in prison, or in Steve Bannon's case, almost both. Well, guys, last night in Ohio, Trump held another rally, and he said something pretty interesting about who the coronavirus affects. Watch this.
We now know the disease. We didn't know it. Now we know it. It affects elderly people with heart problems and other problems. Nobody young, below the age of 18, like nobody. But it affects virtually nobody. It's an amazing thing.
Well, I think he's officially done upplaying the virus. Yeah, Trump said the virus affects virtually nobody. Then somebody in the front row sneezed and Trump hit the floor like he dropped his remote. After Trump made that comment, doctors and nurses wanted to respond, but they're currently in the middle of a 4,000-hour shift. Affects virtually nobody. How could he say that? Right now, my entire staff is dressed like a bunch of welders who went scuba diving. Meanwhile, as COVID cases begin to rise again in the UK, Prime Minister Boris Johnson has decided to take action.
We are once again asking office workers who can work from home to do so. Unless we palpably make progress, we should assume that the restrictions I have announced will remain in place for perhaps 6 months.
Yep. People immediately promised to follow the rules, because if they don't, Boris Johnson threatened to send them to America. Can we see Boris Johnson again? Yeah. It's not good when Americans look at him and say, I wish we had someone like that. Well, listen to this. I read that Walmart is going to start delivering COVID-19 test kits by drone. Yep. The good news, there's a new COVID drone from Walmart. The bad news, it's being operated by an 85-year-old greeter. Hold still. Here comes the airplane. I'm no expert, but if you told me 20 years ago we'd have flying drones delivering pandemic test kits to our house, I'd say things did not go well. Some sports news on Sunday. A few NFL coaches didn't wear masks on the sidelines, and now they're being punished by the league. Check it out.
The NFL has dished out more than $1 million in fines for coaches not wearing masks on the sidelines on Sunday. 3 head coaches, Seattle's Pete Carroll, Denver's Vic Fangio, and San Francisco's Kyle Shanahan, each fined $100,000.
$100,000. Even for them, that's a lot of money. To put that into perspective, punching a ref is just $50 and an apology. Yeah, over $1 million in fines, or as Trump put it, virtually nothing. Yep, they want the coaches wearing masks. Meanwhile, the maskless players all ran back to the ventless locker room and showered together. Well, this isn't good. After launching less than 6 months ago, the streaming platform Quibi is now exploring a potential sale. Quibi actually announced that they were for sale a few months ago, but no one saw it. Quibi failed when everyone was home doing nothing. That's like offering water at the end of a marathon, and every runner like, nah, I'm good. I'm just extremely thirsty is all. Actually, I like Quibi because it's the only thing in 2020 that seemed to go fast. And finally, this is a strange anniversary. 60 years ago today, President Nixon ate half a sandwich in Illinois. Listen to what happened to the other half.
I picked it up and hopped on my bicycle and sped home. I said, Mom, I've got the sandwich that Nixon took a couple bites out of. Stuck it in the freezer, and that's the way it still is today, 60 years later.
And 60 years from now, his grandkid will show off Trump's half-eaten Big Mac. I'm just kidding. He didn't leave half.
Right. On and on and on. I said, and it's on.